Welcome to TVLine's Comic-Con Suite. I'm here with the cast of Fear the Walking Dead. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Alicia and Coleman, you guys are the last original cast members standing. Do you feel a sense of... Do you feel more job security about that, or even less because you know everybody is...
Definitely less.
I think I've never felt job security, and now it's even more so.
Yeah.
Right?
Although our value is quite high right now, because
Yeah.
we are the OGs.
Right.
With OJs, yeah.
Could you ever have imagined how different the show would look now versus when it started? Because when I think about shows and the evolution that they go through, this one, it's changed so much.
I don't think I was ever prepared for the changes we've had throughout each season, because it's also been an environment change. You know, we've been through to LA
Countries.
and then from
Vancouver.
Mexico's countries, Vancouver. Like we've really moved, not just as, you know, a show, like the show narrative, but like the location. And that's really rare for a show. Most shows stay in one place and film there for years. So it's been like...
It's never boring.
Yeah, it's never boring.
Jokingly, I would say to Alicia every so often, remember when I wore a Ralph Lauren suit? Like, I would never imagine that I'm looking like the way I'm looking now. I thought, oh, this is a great role.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a moneyed man.
I'm like, Colin,
man of
remember
means.
when I had like lip gloss on and my hair
And your hair was
just
wavy?
wavy? So many waves, you had to have a drummer
No, they
me.
throw dirt on you before you go out. Exactly.
And for the newer cast members, is that one of the appealing aspects of this show is that it is always evolving? It's not like, you know, you're going to be on the same show for 3 or 4 years. It's constantly changing.
I think there's a real excitement about the fact that you can lose people and that it refreshes itself, not just in location but in change of cast, and that the people coming in are bringing in a new energy which can't help but, you know, revitalize the show, whether it's, you know, in season 2 or season 4. And even in this journey so far, in the front end, you've seen us all join, but there are other characters who are going to bring new energy and bring new conflict and bring new stories. So it's the constant evolution of the story and the journey and the need for survival just keeps everybody on their toes, because you might die.
And it's really, you know, it's really funny because I started in Mexico, like my storyline started in Mexico, and I used to ask Alicia and Coleman and Kim, how was it before? Because they were in Canada, they were in LA, and now we're in Austin, and we got the new characters, and we're telling them how it was in Mexico.
Yeah.
So it's like Alicia said, it's a constant change that once you join that train, it's fun, and
And also
you have to
changes,
embrace
like,
it.
the aesthetic of the show too, and then the storyline has to
Yeah.
change. So
The photography.
the photography, like
Yes.
everything.
Wardrobe, everything changes.
And it keeps it
wardrobe.
exciting for the fans too. Like you don't know what you're gonna get until you get it. And once you get it, you're like, wow.
And then with this one as
fun.
well, it's been fun as well. The time difference, the time jumps, going back and forth through time, like that's added a whole other element of change.
Are these the 8 episodes, the second half of the season, are they mostly about picking up the pieces from the big deaths like Madison and Nick?
In addition to finding out sort of the pieces that lead up to what we've seen, we'll see the fallout from that, but we'll also have new conflicts. We'll have new people that we encounter, and we have to find out, are they on the side of good? Are they people you can't trust? And of course, we've already got trust issues going back, you know, to
That's our big problem. Yeah,
Yes.
the trust.
Who to trust.
Who to trust? This is a new world, new people. Who are you?
Cobbled together tribe, but
There's
without a lot of
no
history.
Instagram and Facebook in the apocalypse. You can see.
you can't go back and
Yeah.
check what people tweeted,
No.
you know, a few years
Exactly.
ago.
I like that in the second half that we start to get into even more of the interior life of some of our new castmates as well. The fact you go deeper and you find out what is the makings of Al, the makings of June. So I think
The directorial debut of Coleman Domingo.
And you know, these guys were the stars of my episode, and it was great to work with them in that way. So the whole show has been shifting in a different way, and even like, you know, the idea of myself helming an episode as well. That was by me and this lovely woman. She saw a show of mine last year, and she looked at me. She said, "You should direct for the show," and I thought, I think I should. That's Gale Anne Hurd, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're going to meet a new foe in these episodes. It's something new to the Walking Dead universe, and that's Mother Nature. Apparently there's going to be a storm.
Walkers fly.
I can say it's really easy to write a storm on paper, and then to do it is an entirely different
very
story.
and windy.
It puts us all into these compromising survival conditions, which then bring out who are we really? Because when faced with that extreme, not with an enemy in flesh, but with a Mother Nature, people's true selves, one way or the other, are you're tested, and so we really start seeing who each other is to each other, and who are we? Like, are we helping each other, or are we not? And where does everybody live when they're faced with Mother Nature and their own survival with each other? And so I think it brings out certain essence of the characters we haven't seen yet.
And also when you think you're in control, you really realize that you're really not, because like this is bigger than any of us, or it just took over our lives.
Most of the time in a situation like that, I bet you would spend just trying to survive, find food, shelter, and I kind of appreciated that it was a Mother Nature's playing a bigger role. I think it's interesting.
It's really cool.
It's simple.
It's interesting for the back half, Alicia Clark, my character, and there's a lot more we get to see of just now her on her own, because she's obviously lost her brother and her mother now. And for me, it was interesting because there was a lot of then interaction with the environment, with that storm, and then her having to deal with her loss, but then the storm around her, and you're right, you just end up reacting to the environment. For once, you're not having to necessarily react to people and enemies. It's just then you and yourself,
and also your own
like
demons.
You were saying,
The writers did something I think that's pretty wonderful, which is like, I'm sure every person would imagine, okay, if you're going to be stuck with someone, you would choose this person, but the universe has conspired and put you with the opposite person, and so that's part of your journey to really think about who you are, how far you can bridge and become something else, or lean into this other human being, which is interesting. And I think that's just like, everything is a metaphor for life and what we're trying to deal with actually in 2018, and how we're trying to reach across and see each other and find each other in our humanity and find our similarities, and I think that's what we're doing.